40% of the people thinks that Bitcoin will not reach 200,000, that's this line, before the end of 2026, that's this line. So looking at this chart, I think it go to the stock flow level and at least go to this 200k level. We have seen 75 RSI already 3 times, or almost 5 times. So I think we're gonna return to that level of 75,000. By the way, that means that if that would happen this month in July, then July would end at 125,000-ish. So keep that in mind. And after that, of course, I expect some really hot FOMO bull months of 80 RSI, 80 plus, like we've seen in all the bull markets. Even the lousy 2021 bull markets had 5 months above RSI 80. So that's what I expect.
PlanB opens with a clear milestone. Bitcoin just printed a new monthly all-time high of $107,000 at the end of June. That's not just a psychological victory, it confirms a key data point in the stock-to-flow model, which anticipates a mean target of $500 per Bitcoin during this cycle. But here's the twist. Despite these gains, we are still far from the target. With almost 3 full years left in the current 4-year cycle, PlanB believes there's plenty of runway left for Bitcoin to climb several 100%.
Please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. You can also check out our other videos on cryptocurrencies and the overall digital asset space and drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks and enjoy the video.
Bitcoin jumped to $107,000 end of June. A new monthly close all-time high, again, as predicted. I think there will be many more all-time highs in the months to come. So we're still far away from this 500k average that the stock-to-flow model predicts, but we also have almost 3 years to go in this cycle. So there's a lot of time to reach those levels. So orange means months until the next halving. So orange would be, well, 33, I think 32, something like that. Months until the next halving. Now note that 40% of the people thinks that Bitcoin will not reach 200,000, that's this line, before the end of 2026, that's this line. So looking at this chart, I think it go to the stock flow level and at least go to this 200k level, but 40% thinks otherwise. So that's very interesting. And I mean, it's not a crazy thought, because you see this curving of this line. So they think in diminishing return terms. So they think this curve will flatten and well, in fact, not go above the 200k line in the next 1.5 years. And that's in fact the bet that the big bet that's underlying this market. Next chart, Bitcoin market cycles. Another red dot, of course. We're still in the bull market. The bull market continues. And the question I hear a lot is, why isn't the price much higher than it is right now? Because Michael Saylor is buying, MicroStrategy, all the other Bitcoin treasury companies are buying. There's huge inflow in the ETFs. So why is the price not higher than it is right now? I think, as just an opinion, but I think investors are rotating out of Bitcoin self-custody into ETFs and MicroStrategy Bitcoin treasury companies. A bit like I did myself. So I sold my Bitcoin that I had in self-custody, and I placed most of it in ETFs, which is, of course, for convenience sake, you have to know that in America, after Trump, the war on crypto ended. But in Europe, this war on crypto is raging on like never before, with new regulation, MiCA regulation, where they declare war on self-custody. So for people in Europe, it's really hard to sell, especially old coins. And so an ETF removes all those barriers, because there's no, or very little, know your customer and barriers compared to crypto. So yeah, I think that's behind this relatively flat bull market. So there's a lot of selling of old Bitcoin holders that put this money back in Bitcoin through an ETF or MicroStrategy. So it's a rotation actually, and not much new money. Once that rotation is done, however, and the new money flows in, of course, that's when the price should reflect the scarcity and supply shortage that we have right now in the market. Next chart is the RSI Relative Strength Index. It's at 70 right now, and that's a very interesting level because traditional finance has the RSI range at 30 to 70. That's the traditional finance, traditional assets like foreign exchange and stocks, bonds. It's between 30 and 70. 70 is overbought, 30 is oversold. So traditional finance will look at this RSI of 70 and think, Bitcoin might be oversold. Of course, Bitcoin investors know that normal RSI range is different for Bitcoin. It's more like 40, 45 to 80, 90, 95. So it's much higher, and the average would be around 65. So we're a little above the average. Nothing really special. What is very interesting, though, in my opinion, is this little wobble here in the average, the yellow line. It's a 12-month average of the RSI number, so it's 6 months that way, and 6 months. It looks 6 months in the future and 6 months back, 12 months. In 2024, in the beginning, there was the ETF, introduction of the ETFs, the approval, and we had some FOMO there, and then the cash inflow didn't come, and so there was disappointment, and that's why. And then we had Trump, and he did some good things, and the war on crypto, but then he did some very stupid things like introducing his own coin. So we had some FOMO and disappointment last year, and that's why this RSI average shows a little wobble here. Well, I expect it, and actually that's what we're seeing last month. It picked up the upward slope again, so I expect it to continue towards 75 actually, because like if you look here in 2019, after the wobble, it returned to this peak levels, the FOMO levels before the wobble, and so we have seen 75 RSI already 3 times. Or almost 5 times. So I think we're gonna return to that level of 75,000. By the way, that means that if that would happen this month in July, then July would end at 125,000-ish. So keep that in mind. And after that, of course, I expect some really hot FOMO bull months of 80 RSI, 80 plus, like we've seen in all the bull markets. Even the lousy 2021 bull markets had 5 months above RSI 80. So that's what I expect.
PlanB further reinforces the bull thesis by examining the 200-week moving average, currently around $50,000. This long-term trend line serves as a foundational floor in Bitcoin's historical price action. Bitcoin's current price doubling this moving average is another signal of strength. Overlaying this with the stock-to-flow model, the implied price trajectory is moving toward a $500,000 average. While the model is not an exact predictor, It provides a long-range framework with a target range of $250K to $1 million for the current cycle. And we're only at 107K.
Realized cost price. So the total realized cost price at the moment, that's including Satoshi's coins, and that's about 1 million coins, and all the lost coins, let's say it's 3 to 4 million coins. Including all those coins, it's at 48,000 right now. It's very close to the moving average, the 200-week moving average that we just discussed. You can also see this as a bear market bottom, right? Here's the bear market of 2022, 2018-19, and 2015. Then Bitcoin goes a little below the realized price. Anyway, it's at 48,000 right now. I think the two-year realized cost price is more useful because it does not include the 1 million Satoshi coins or most of the lost coins, and it shows almost the same line as the realized price, but at a higher level because those lost coins and Satoshi coins are not in there. So that two-year realized cost price is at 84,000 right now, and the short-term realized price. Note that I switched to 6 months from 5 to 6 months because it's slightly better for my use case. So 6 months is at 99,000, almost 100,000 at the moment. And so what we see is that all the realized prices are increasing, which is good. And Bitcoin is at 107,000 above all those realized prices. And that's a typical signature of a bull market. You can see it in every bull market. All the realized prices are increasing, and the red dots, the Bitcoin price, is above them all. You see it here too in 2017, and you see it in 2013. So again, classic bull market behavior. Now, combining all the charts from low to high, we see the moving average, 200-week moving average at 50,000. We see the two-year realized price at 84,000, and we see Bitcoin price at 107,000. Now, the color is, of course, in this chart, the RSI, 14 months RSI. I get some questions about that. It's 14 months, and it's green, yellowish. It's 70, right? We talked about it. It's still not at bull market levels. I expect that to come very soon. Now, the dotted line, of course, is the stock to flow line, 500K average, and it's a rough target with its range. Of course, the range is 250 to 1 million. An average somewhere in that range would be perfectly normal. Again, 40% of the people thinks Bitcoin will not cross 200,000. That's this line in 2026. So that's adding one more year to this chart. So in fact, 40% of people thinks Bitcoin is about to top and go down again. So of course, the other 60% is more in line probably with the stock to flow model, and things will go way above 200,000.
The fact that 40% of market participants still doubt Bitcoin's ability to even cross $200 provides what PlanB calls a structural advantage for long-term holders. In other words, disbelief equals asymmetry. Disbelief creates underallocation, which creates room for explosive repricing once the market collectively realizes it's underexposed. This underlines a classic principle in investing. Maximum returns are often found where there is maximum disbelief. Please like and subscribe.